everybody. My name is Darian, and welcome to the Comic Book Burrito. This is my esteemed co-host,
Landon Booth.
And today we're here to give you all those superhero goods. We got Marvel, we got DC, we got games, you name it, we got it. And let's talk. Landon, how you been doing?
I've been doing good, man. How are you?
I've been doing fantastic.
So what's the scoop today for you? You got any anything Marvel related you've been, purchasing, DC,
Well, obviously been playing a lot of Avengers game.
Been playing that game?
Yes, been playing that.
For me, I just bought the as we were recording this at 10:40 p.m. on a Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
I just bought the Captain America Ultimate skin in Avengers, and I went to my local I guess you'd call it a thrift store. I found the old Ang Lee Hulk 2003 game on PC. I found a sealed copy of it, so that was I guess that was an interesting buy, even though I don't have a PC at all.
That is a pretty interesting buy.
I don't know why I got it.
Also with me, I've been on this journey of I'm introducing people in my family to things that they weren't originally into, if you'd say that, as in like Marvel and DC related. Like there's two kind of circumstances here. One with my grandma. We've watched every Marvel movie up until we watched Ant-Man and the Wasp on Thursday. We watched Infinity War on Wednesday, and that's this whole story in itself with that.
Yeah.
But Endgame is next week, and I'm excited for that. She's going to watch this, so I don't want any spoilers, so I'll leave it at that. But
yeah.
And also, hold on one second. And with my little sister, I've been watching Arrow, the CW show.
Okay.
And I just want to say that show is as close to perfect that I think DC will ever get, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay. For me, I mean, I did something similar with my grandmother not too long ago. I'd say it was about a year ago. This was like back when Disney Plus just started coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'd say on demand or whatever, they just released Infinity War, and I was telling my grandma that, you gotta watch it, and we did and whatnot. And then we all know that cliffhanger at the end of Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
And this was before Endgame came out, and I just told her we had to wait a year, and she went crazy. Then we watched Endgame, and she loved it. So, I mean, just by her just seeing us two movies, she thought it was great.
Mm-hmm. My grandma was very mad at me after she watched Infinity War. She was like, I can't believe you made me watch them all die. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen a 3-year-old movie.
It's been like 3 years. I think it's almost been 4 years now, right? 1920. No, it's been 3. It's been 3.
Yeah, it's been.
So let's get into the news.
Mm-hmm.
You said you got you said you had like you had like a front and back paper full of
news.
Yes. So you want to start off?
Yeah. I want to do a couple pieces of news each, and then we'll move on to discuss Loki episode 4, and then move on to Spider-Man stuff.
Okay.
And then DC and games. So The first bit of news, the great Kevin Feige, everybody applause, has confirmed that in the Shang-Chi trailer that just released, that was in fact Abomination fighting Wong. Okay. So
I remember in our little demo thing we were talking about that, which we don't know will be released to the public, but
yeah.
But me and him in our demo, we were discussing if we would do that, if we were discussing if that was Wong or not. So, and you called it, so yeah, it's Wong.
So my thoughts on that are, and Kevin Feige did have a quote, which I don't have here with me, but he said it's really nice to bring back a character that they haven't seen in a really long time. And the only thing that we knew Abomination was going to be in was She-Hulk. And we don't even know how big of a role that would have been if it was a cameo or possibly the main villain, which I doubt. But
I thought they would have done some I thought they would have done it like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which was the only television show to reference the Incredible Hulk movie. And they mentioned Blonsky, but you never saw him or whatever. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so I was thinking maybe it was something like that, but I mean, no, we're seeing full on Abomination in this. So maybe we will see a lot of them in She-Hulk.
Very excited for that. And also with that, there are rumors, which I don't have this written down here, but this is also something I saw recently on Instagram. There are rumors that Omega Red is going to make an appearance in that movie.
Omega Red? Oh, in Shang-Chi?
In Shang-Chi.
Oh, that is the first I've heard of that. Mm-hmm. I did not know that.
Along with like your Fing Fang Foom and stuff like that, but I don't know about that.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I was going to mention something about Kevin Feige, but we'll talk about that in the Spider-Man news.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
All right, you move on to your piece of news you got.
My piece of news. Well, I guess we'll just get into Spider-Man stuff because I mean, obviously that's my thing. I mean, honestly that's my favorite hero. So, Marvel just as you saw and as the whole internet saw, Marvel released action figures and pop figures for Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yes,
and they're interesting. I mean, I don't know. Well, what's your thoughts on the suits? I'm talking about the gold one with the red and the black and gold one. Okay. What's your thoughts on those? Because I heard it's very mixed.
I'm going to start with the black and gold. My thoughts on that. The first thing I think of when I see it, but I've seen two different pictures of it: the Funko version and then the action figure version. The Funko version does not have red on its arms, but the action figure version does. So I don't know what's up with that, but
maybe just a color mishap or something. I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing.
The black and gold suit really reminded me of the anti-Ox suit from the Spider-Man PS4 game.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people saying that,
which makes me think maybe that's MCU's version of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other suit. What, you getting ready to say something?
Oh no, I was just saying. I was just agreeing with you.
Okay. The other suit, which is the gold, and it reminded me of the upgraded red and black suit from Far From Home mixed with the Iron Spider suit. Really, it's different, and I need to see it in action before I really tell if I like it or not. But from the pictures, I don't mind it. And the Funko leak of that suit calls it the integrated suit.
Yes, and it has that magic on it.
Which I think will mean that maybe Doctor Strange imbues this power onto Spider-Man's new suit so he can possibly travel the multiverse? I don't know.
I mean, if all these rumors we're hearing are, so-called true, or that makes perfect sense. I mean, it's a suit because I wonder if they're going to have that. Remember in Into the Spider-Verse where people couldn't go, you couldn't be in someone else's dimension because your atoms or your cells would just decay over time. I wonder if this suit is something that can help out with that in a way. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where it can kind of make him, he's stable in that universe. So that's what I'm trying to get at.
Makes sense. I have
no, you want to go? Here you go.
All right, thank you. I have a little piece of Spider-Man news. Let's go ahead and move down here. The toy leaks for the movie show Doctor Strange with the eye of Agamotto.
Yes, and I remember I saw it on Twitter. Everybody's like, didn't that get destroyed or whatnot? So do you have a theory on that, or you're just pointing it out?
So I don't really have a theory per se about that, but I really think it's interesting if we're taking into account that the Time Stone was inside of the Eye of Agamotto throughout all of the movies up until it got destroyed, obviously. That possibly, I don't know how they would do that. Multiverse stuff. We do know from Loki that there are other stones, possibly from other timelines.
Yes.
So is this does he somehow find another stone, another timeline, and take it? Maybe the universe is about to get destroyed. It gets destroyed or something, and he gets the time stone.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. It's
I mean, yeah, everything about this movie is up in question. I mean,
definitely.
they revealed the dang toys before they did the trailer. So I mean,
which could be happening soon.
Yeah, I was texting you. I told, and I have a feeling it's gonna come out this month. I don't know when, but this was me assuming that they weren't going to reveal the toys because I was texting you because it was just that GameStop pre-order leak where they're like, "Oh, they come out first." I'm like, "Oh, pop figures. They always have those big spoilers with them, so there has to be something." So
imagine this, if you will. All right, everybody close your eyes.
Set the mood.
All right, I'm setting the mood. I'm going to change my voice.
Everybody
close your eyes. It's July 9th. You're watching Black Widow in theaters. You haven't been in a theater in so long. The previews are starting. And you hear the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man theme song as this trailer for No Way Home plays before the movie. Everyone's hyped. It's amazing.
That was a blooper.
Everyone's hyped, and that's amazing. It's amazing. That was a mood, all right.
Well, I tried.
It'd be something. What if they made like the trailer like exclusive to theater? Like you can't watch it on YouTube. You have to get to the movie theaters and see it.
That would make a lot of people mad.
Oh well, I mean, I would have to. I mean, I was gonna plan on seeing Black Widow anyway. Yeah, big deal to me.
Week from today is when I'm going to see it.
I'll try to see it opening day, but here back to where I was going to say. I heard this theory, and I heard this from 3C Films. So if you guys want to check them out on YouTube, go right ahead. He speculated, and I didn't even think about this. He thinks that black and gold one. He thinks that's kind of an electro-proof suit.
Ooh.
Where he's wearing that suit to fight Electro, Jamie Foxx's Electro. So
that's interesting. I forgot he was confirmed to be in the movie.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be blue in this one. I actually think that's very interesting, and that just makes sense. And if it's not, and it's just whatever. I originally I hated the gold and black suit.
Yeah.
I didn't think it looked good. I thought the black and gold looked pretty good, but I just want, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but now I've seen it in like action figure form. It looks way better than that promotional photo that was on what the video set or whatnot. So, and I also want to say this about the Funko Pops. The numbers go from 914 through 922, correct?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, wait, I'm looking here. Okay, yes, that's correct. Right. So that means there are 9 missing through that, right?
That has to be the villains.
So I saw this on Twitter. I saw this from Spider-Man No Way Home and Venom. Let there be carnage updates. And he says that the 6 of them are going to be the Sinister Six. You have Doc Ock, Goblin, Sandman, Lizard, Electro, Rhino. And he thinks the last 3 will be Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Matt Murdock.
Yes,
so
please.
If I'm going to be honest with Andy Rumor, I really highly doubt Daredevil is in this movie.
Yes.
I'd love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong because that would be awesome. But
now, people listening, take every rumor that we have with a grain of salt until it is officially confirmed.
When we talk about Spider-Man No Way Home on here, until this trailer drops, the full movie is out. Just don't
listen to the rumors.
Yeah, don't. I mean, just because we talk about it on here doesn't mean it's true. It's just we just want to get each other's thoughts on it, and just do we think it's real or whatever.
Yes. Okay, so I want to take a quick break from Spider-Man until the end of the episode for a little bit, and go into one more rumor that I have before we discuss Loki.
Yes. Okay.
So, Black Widow director Kate Shortland says that there is a possibility for a sequel to Black Widow, just not with Scarlett Johansson.
Huh. Okay.
Which, I mean, in thought would be about Yelena Belova, her sister. I think. I don't know how it would work.
Dang. Did the director just spoil the dang movie?
I mean, I don't know. Obviously, Scarlett isn't gonna be back.
Yeah, obviously. Never mind. I ain't gonna talk about that. I was about to mention something I saw on. I saw someone saying this was the first ever female lead in a superhero movie, which is not true. I just want to point that out real quick. I mean, it's not a big deal. I just wanted to point it out because was that dang? Wasn't I don't even know what even the first one was, but I know
Captain Marvel.
Well, no. Well, I mean, Wonder Woman predated that.
Yes,
I think
true.
I think Elektra was.
Elektra was 2003.
Yeah, I believe. Oh no! Well, there was Supergirl in
Wonder Woman came out. Wonder Woman was in the 70s, 60s, or 70s, wasn't it? By Linda Carter.
Well, they're talking about movies.
When she had it,
did she have a movie? I think they're just talking about female lead in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Supergirl's the first. I don't know if there's one before that, but I just want to point out that's not true.
I'm gonna do a bit of mid-show research. Here we go.
Let's see here.
First ever lead woman superhero movie. Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, was the first female superhero movie. Came out in 1984.
Well, everybody get your popcorn ready for Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. So
yeah,
we might do a watch party of that. I never even heard of it.
Oh God. So with that that piece of news that I read, I would assume if there would be another Black Widow movie and it were to focus on her sister, do we see without we don't know now because we haven't seen the movie yet. We will next week. But if he survives and this other person survives, will we see David Harbour's Red Guardian and Rachel Weisz's Melina in the second one, or would we?
I guess it all just depends on how Black Widow ends. Because I don't know why. I have this feeling that Red Guardian is going to be a one and done type of thing. I hope he's not. I just kind of have a feeling he is. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's. I mean, she says there is a sequel planned. She just said there was.
She didn't say there was a sequel, but there is a possibility for a sequel.
A possibility. Well, I mean, if there ever is one, there will be one. I believe they will be in it.
We do know for a fact, because this was confirmed, that Black Widow's sister Yelena will show up in the Hawkeye Disney Plus show. Which
I remember you telling me. I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah,
and I mean, cool. I mean, I'm excited.
We'll see.
I mean, I don't know much about. I mean, I know Hawkeye, but I don't know much about Kate Bishop. Only in the Marvel's Avengers game, and I don't. Yeah,
I've read one comic book of her.
Yes, I don't know. I just know she. Yeah, she was in that My Life as a Weapon. I think that might have been her first appearance, but I'm probably dead wrong on that.
She was a young Avenger as well.
Yes, yeah. So. I mean, I'm totally down to see new characters join the MC. I just hope they're good.
Mhm.
You know, that's all I ask. It was written well. So
Definitely. Also, well, this will be a good segue. There is another character that Marvel just recently introduced in an episode of their show in an after credit scene that has ties to the Young Avengers, and so I'd like to talk about Loki now.
oh yes, let's talk about. You want to talk about the episode as a whole and then get to it, or
I want to talk about it as a whole, and then I want to break down a couple things that happened in the episode.
yes, okay. So, well, I mean, so far, what's your series as a? What do you think about the series so far? From like the past 4 episodes.
Well, WandaVision had a bit of like a different feel to me, obviously because of the sitcoms, but because it was the first show, like a Marvel thing in general that we had in a long time, and I enjoyed that more. I think if I watched it having had a bunch of Marvel stuff behind that immediately, I wouldn't have liked it as much.
Mhm.
But with Loki, I think I like it more than WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, because this show keeps the suspense going, because each episode is cliffhanger, and it's crazy. But even WandaVision didn't really end on cliffhangers most of the time, and sometimes it did, but and Falcon and Winter Soldier didn't either. But Loki has, for these past 4 episodes, which there are only 2 left, so I mean, also, by the way, spoilers for Loki episode 4.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Which, if you're not a diehard Marvel fan, if you haven't seen it yet, so that's my hot take. Let's see.
That's your hot take.
This episode, in my thoughts, is the best out of the ones we've had so far, and I could argue the best episode of an MCU show that's been released today.
Oh, with episode 4?
Yes.
I don't know. I agree and disagree, because I loved it was, I remember, I think it was the 2nd episode of WandaVision. I really like that episode.
It's the one where they went to the talent show.
Yeah, so one in the 60s. I like the episode a lot. I mean, I know those first 2 episodes aren't that much.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you kind of got to keep watching. But I loved Wanda. I loved WandaVision. So, currently, as I'm just thinking out of my head right now, it's like, for shows, WandaVision is number 1 for me.
Okay.
Then I know the show ain't finished yet, but Loki's 2nd and Falcon Winter Soldier's 3.
Yeah.
Not that Falcon Winter Soldier is bad. I love that show, especially the last episode was awesome.
That suit.
I mean, that suit on Sam it looked kind of awkward in the head area, but I'm sure they'll like kind of they'll redesign it over time. But it looked good. But this episode of Loki was obviously the best. Episode 4 was the best one so far from that show.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's because like 3. I mean, 3 was filler for me.
Yeah, probably.
It was mostly just explaining stuff, which is good. But it's just, I don't know. There were some good parts about it. It's just, I don't know. It felt like it kind of dragged on a little bit too long for me.
Yeah.
But it wasn't horrible or anything. Just 1, 2 were so good. I'm here sitting like, 3 is going to be insane. Yeah.
And it was kind of just like a step back. And a little information about episode 3, by the way, which I think is kind of interesting. The director, I think so, is the director of this episode, or whoever made something of this episode, is doing Miss Marvel, the Disney Plus show. That is, I think I had seen that on Twitter. And also, it gave the 3rd episode when they were on Lamentus gave me very strong Mandalorian vibes.
Strong Mandalorian vibes.
Like the way it like showed like the buildings that were there, and it just really reminded me of like purple Tatooine.
Yeah, everybody was going crazy with the ending of the third. Are you talking about the third episode?
Yeah, right now. But then we'll move on.
Yeah. Everybody was going crazy of how they were going to get out of that situation at the end.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously knew they would because there were still 3 episodes left. But still.
Yeah. Episode 4 is good. 3 is okay. 1 and 2 are good. So that's kind of just. I think almost everyone can agree with that.
Mm-hmm. But 4, Marvel.
4 was really good.
Marvel dished out everything on that episode. It changed, in my opinion, the rest of the show completely, which I would assume you would agree, because things aren't going to be the same as they have been now.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Because we have Mobius is pruned. Rip ?
Yeah.
And
I think he's alive.
Yeah, because we saw Loki when he got pruned at the end of it. He showed up in wherever that is with the other 3 Lokis who are named. They are named in the credits: Classic Loki, Kid Loki, and Boastful Loki.
Yes. God, I cannot remember the name, or not name, but the comic. The other, well, it's not the Kid or Classic Loki. What was his name again?
Boastful Loki.
Yeah, Boastful Loki. Yeah, he was in a certain comic. I forget what it was. So, I wish I did remember, but
Boastful Loki was in. Let's see. Well, he's been in a lot of stuff actually.
I mean, that blew my mind as a kid, and I love all the memes that came out about it with like Owen Wilson waking up and seeing Lightning McQueen and all that. I thought that was hilarious. I kind of hope they do that, because I mean.
And everyone really also in this episode, everyone really wanted Owen Wilson's Mobius to say his famous catchphrase, the "wow."
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
but they confirmed that it will not happen.
Yeah, but we did get so close with him talking to Ravonna Renslayer, and she was like, "C-20 is dead" or something like that, and he was like, "How?" We got a how. We didn't get a what.
How? I guess that's the closest
we'll get.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know, if you had to rate the episode, what would you give it?
Give it a solid 9 out of
10. I would give it an 8 or 9. It was really good. I mean,
yes.
I don't know what would give it that 10 mark. I can't say, but it was really good though.
I wanted to touch on the scene whenever they went in front of the timekeepers, who none of them were Kang, by the way. Everyone assumed that one guy would be Kang.
Mm-hmm.
But
yes,
they go through all that, and that one guy had that really weird voice where he was like, "You usurper fellow," something like that.
Yeah.
And I couldn't understand what they were saying for most of the time, and I'll have to go back to look at captions. But by the end of the fight with Sylvie and Loki, and they took care of everybody with the help of B-15. Good for her. And one of the timekeepers said something to Sylvie, and Sylvie throws the knife at him, cuts his head off, and big shocking twist, they were robots. And that leads me further and further down the Kang hole, because if somebody created this TVA and the timekeepers, assuming the timekeepers are fake and that they were actually robots the whole time, and all that stuff that Miss Minute said in the first episode isn't true at all, then there's somebody controlling the TVA, and possibly the sacred timeline isn't the only timeline, but it's the timeline that this person wants to stay the way it is. And I think that person is Kang.
Yeah.
Because in the comic books, there are countless other judges in the TVA that they could have used in the show, but they decided to use Ravonna Renslayer, who has connections to Kang. And it's just, there's a lot there, and it's kind of hard not to think Kang whenever you're going towards it. But Jonathan Majors, and I quote, says about being asked if he's involved in Loki, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Which that is the most strange, straightforward answer ever.
Yes. I'm sorry, by the way, can you hear that on my end or no?
I hear what?
Okay. So, okay. Yeah. Okay. I guess that means you can't. Okay. My brother's like watching TV. I was just making sure you didn't hear it through here.
It's fine. I don't hear anything.
Okay. I mean, wait, I'm sorry. Who said that again? That's hilarious.
Jonathan Majors, the guy that has been cast as Kang the Conqueror and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
So maybe we do get Kang, but he's not played by Jonathan Majors in this. He's played by somebody else.
Okay.
But it's not not a big role. It's just like he's there and then he's gone, and then we'll see him in Ant-Man. Something like that. Some reason.
I mean, we'll probably see a lot of him, and golly, man, I'm losing my train of thought. We'll probably see a lot of him, and we'll probably see a second or snippet of him in Loki in like an end credit scene or whatever.
That'd be cool.
And I guess he'll be a major villain in Ant-Man, but I don't think he'll be defeated, but he won't lose. He won't be gone. He'll just be back or what? I don't know. I really don't know. What's going on? I say once Doctor Strange comes out, we'll kind of have an idea. So
this is
what, next year.
This is my theory. So okay, we saw Kid Loki holding alligator Loki. I don't know about that, but we saw Kid Loki in the after credits scene in front of the destroyed New York, which in the background you can see Avengers Tower. But some are like, oh, this is like an alternate timeline where the Loki won in Avengers and destroyed New York, the nuke hit New York or something like that. Yeah. I'm like, if you look at the Avengers Tower, it looks different than it does in Avengers. It looks just like it does in Avengers Age of Ultron with the Quinjet landing pad at the top of it, like another level made. So it's that Avengers Tower, which that could just be a mistake or it could be intentional. But that's not what I was meaning to branch off on. Kid Loki is a semi-permanent member of the Young Avengers in the comics and also happens to be a villain sometimes to the Young Avengers. So that is another character that they've added that is part of the Young Avengers. We have Billy and Tommy from WandaVision, Kate Bishop coming in Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, and now Kid Loki, and that's 5. And we still would need only a couple more. But this opens up a lot of possibilities. And there were rumors that Kid Loki would be in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Okay.
And so maybe this is how they do that. And this show, I think I would feel like it's tied into something. And if it was anything, it'd have to be Spider-Man and Doctor Strange too.
I mean, that's the first I've heard of that. Kid Loki showing up in Doctor Strange. I've never heard of that.
I heard that was happening right when the rumors for Doctor Strange 2 started to go around. And also with this newest Loki episode, it really feels like this show is starting to pick up a lot more pace compared to obviously like last episode, the third one, and the second one was the best so far once it had come out, and now this one kind of tops that one with this whole like, what is happening? What is the TVA? All these people are variants. What? And then
did Morbius have a jet ski before he had kidnapped? I mean, those are Those are questions.
They better have something happen in this episode where Loki is in trouble and it's like cornered on a dock near the ocean, and you hear a noise. Everyone stops turns around, and it's Mobius coming on the jet ski.
Yeah, he saves them. That'd be cool. I wonder when. I guess President Loki. I guess we'll see him in the next episode.
Now, I read a thing. Do you think that that President Loki is our Loki or a different Loki?
Ooh, it's funny. I actually kind of thought about that. I think he's
because, like, how would Loki become president? Why would he want to become president?
Yeah, I don't think he's ours. I think it's someone else's.
Okay, and the
I don't know how I can prove that, but I just don't think he's ours.
Yeah,
but
it looks like ours, but the hair's a little bit shorter.
Mm.
But based off trailers and stuff, I'm not sitting there studying Tom Hiddleston's hair.
Yeah, I don't. We ain't that insane.
Yeah, but what were you saying?
I was just gonna say. I mean, I don't care. I really just want to know what happens next. I just
Wednesday's only 1, 2, 3, 4 days away.
Yeah, 4 days away.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently we're supposed to get a Venom trailer next week.
Oh, I read that PG-13 trailer.
Yeah, so I know it's out of nowhere, but next week's we're gonna be pretty good for Marvel. We get Loki trailer. It's rumored we're getting a Venom trailer, and Black Widow is coming out that Friday, so it's gonna be a good week for Marvel.
This whole year and next year and the year after that, it's gonna be good with Marvel. They're like, oh, you didn't get anything last year. You know what? We'll just bombard you with Marvel. We won't have a single week where there's no Marvel, except for maybe a break in between 2 shows. But we will have nonstop Marvel for the next 3 years. Ending Phase 4. And I hope they continue that because I love it.
Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, I don't know. That's almost every Marvel thing, right? From movies and TV shows. I mean, that's all I have to say. But I don't know if you have.
I got 2 more. I got 3 more Loki's and news.
3 more. We'll
go through them quick. But that was our Loki episode 4 talk. How would you rate that episode? You said, I don't remember.
I said like a 9 or 8.
So the general consensus is about a 9.
Okay.
So 9 out of 10. That's good. If you guys have not seen Loki episode 4 or any of the episodes of Loki, why are you still listening? And you should probably go do that.
Yeah, watch the whole series. Currently it's not the whole series ain't out, but watch
episode 4 is streaming on Disney Plus.
Yeah, this is streaming on Disney Plus, yes.
Okay, and I'm gonna say these 2 pieces of news, and then we'll move on to the next section, which I assume will be DC. All right.
Good.
Megan Fox would, quote, love to be a part of the Marvel or DC Comics universe.
I read that. I don't know who I would want her to play.
Megan Fox. Who would she play? I'm going to go DC first. Poison Ivy. Opposite Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn because we need
opposite Margot Robbie. Here, I wouldn't mind her being an X-Men character, but I don't know who.
Well, I could see her as Phoenix, but I don't think they do Phoenix.
Jean Grey.
I don't think they do her anymore after what happened with X-Men Dark Phoenix.
I heard someone say that they want her to be Rogue. I'm all like, no, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right to me. I don't know who I'd want to play. I mean, DC, I guess I could just be simple and say Catwoman or whatever. But like, I don't know. Other than that one girl they got to play Catwoman in the Batman movie.
Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, she looks pretty cool as her. So maybe Emma Frost. I don't know. Really. I don't know who I would want her to play, but I just hope if she does make it into either, that they just cast her in a cool role. I mean, that's probably the blandest answer you could give, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, because I can't really think of nothing.
People have been fan casting Megan Fox as Jean Grey, so who knows? It could be.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I can kind of see that. I don't know. I'm just, I would have to see. I would have to see fan art of it. Here, I'll look it up. So what's the other news you got?
Okay, I have two pieces of news, but they kind of go with each other because one of them I just found out. Kevin Feige has confirmed that Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is officially in production, and his quote is, "It will bring the world of Wakanda back to the public and back to the fans in a way that would make Chadwick proud."
Yeah, I saw him say that.
So, with that,
I mean, from that movie, we still have no idea what they're going to do.
Well,
you've heard stuff.
Mm-hmm. The log line, which is, I really don't know what a log line is, but it's a thing for a movie, teases Atlantis versus Wakanda.
Yes,
this is the quote by Production Weekly. Or not a quote, this is the log line itself, I think. "Both Wakanda and Atlantis are hidden civilizations with advanced technology and increased militaristic abilities that decided to separate themselves from the rest of the world for their own safety, and in a way, out of fear. Wakanda feared that their technology would be abused. Atlantis feared that the surface dwellers would come and desecrate the mythical city, just as they did so many years ago. And yet their fears escalate even further when these two once hidden nations clash with each other. And Wakanda and Atlantis have a shockingly intertwined history. Wakanda is the only country in the world with access to vibranium. However, rumors of its power spread throughout the world, and Namor's human father was sent searching for this rare material in Antarctica." And that's all they said. That has nothing probably to do with the movie, but it teases Atlantis versus Wakanda, and we have Namor already rumored to be played by Tenoch Huerta.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, I hope. I mean, it's been really rumored that Namor's going to show up in the movie.
And Namor was the very first mutant in the comic.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, who knows? Yeah, I mean, still, no one really knows what they're going to do. I kept hearing for like the longest time that it was going. I mean, you told me about that nature documentary for Disney Plus, but I heard that's what movie was going to be, the second one. So I don't know.
So
I'll be honest, I didn't care for the first Black Panther that much. I watched it twice in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
I thought all the performances were good. I just didn't care for the story that much.
Yeah, I liked Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger.
Yeah, he was great. Chadwick Boseman was great, of course. R.I.P.
Yes.
The girl who played Shuri, I don't remember all their names. The girl who played Shuri, I like.
The girl that plays Shuri's name is escaping me right now.
Well, I mean, I loved Andy Serkis as Claw. I thought he was great.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know. I loved everyone in the movie. There's just some things I didn't care for.
Yeah.
Like, I would say, I would say it's probably my third. I don't know. I don't know. This is just me talking off my head, but like Captain Marvel and Thor: The Dark World was worse, but I say that movie was slightly better than that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm a big Black Panther fan, so I mean, I thought seeing Wakanda was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. So I mean, it was okay. It was an okay movie. It was an okay movie.
It was. So I think that's all we have for Marvel today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to move on to DC. Now, do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I don't know how much you have for DC, but the only thing three. Okay. I'm not sure if this is one of them, but the Flash got leaked this week. Okay. A lot of leaks happened for the Flash. Do you have any of that? Do you have that down or not?
I do not.
Okay, so we got 4 pieces of news. Flash got leaked this week. Well, what it was, everybody was speculating this was a leak that was supposed. What the leak was showing, it was supposed to be something for DC fandom this October. And as we all know, Flash is supposed to be kind of a multiverse type of film. That's
wait. Is DC fandom happening? Is it happening this year?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe the date is October. I don't know if they gave an exact date, but they've said it was October.
Okay.
So I mean, that's what everybody was. That's what kind of everybody was speculating that this was. Okay, it's October 16th, by the way, 2021. Okay. And everybody was saying what we were shown in this leak was what they were going to show at DC fandom. Mm-hmm. So what we got in the leak was not like a trailer or anything. It was like it showed Ezra Miller and the director, and it showed like them different scenes or whatever, and it showed concept art from the movie. Mm-hmm. There was one showing Flash. There was like babies falling from like a building or whatever, and Flash saving them. It showed Flash's new suit where he has like the yellow boots. He has like a belt.
Ooh, the yellow boots. I like that.
There was one showing Michael Keaton's Batman outfit, mm-hmm. and with Flash in them. Mm-hmm. And before I get to the interesting part of this leak, it showed the Batcave. Michael Keaton's Batman's Batcave.
Ooh, good.
It showed his Batmobile, which is the exact same. So
it's the same one. It's the same one from the 1989 movie.
It's the exact same. He has the same outfit and same Batmobile.
Yes.
So if anybody was worried about they would change it, don't. The only thing that looks different from it, instead of a 2-seater, concept art, it's a 4-seater because it shows Michael Keaton in the front, Flash in the back, and the other character in the back, which I'll get to here in a minute.
Okay. Now, does this other character happen to have a red cape?
As I said, I will get to that here in a minute.
Okay.
It's oh my god. Other scenes that showed Supergirl and Flash.
Okay.
It showed her flying on a building. They were on like a rooftop or whatever, and it showed this thing I thought was cool. It showed, I'm guessing it was the Batcave, and it showed a treadmill and it somewhat looked like a portal. So we're gonna have like Flash on that treadmill thing. Ooh. I forget if it has a name or not.
The cosmic treadmill.
Yes. So that's confirmed to be in the movie.
Cool. That was in the Flash.
It's not been confirmed. It's not been confirmed, but it's in the concept art. He's going to use that to power up a teleporter, I guess, to do multiverse stuff.
The rumors that were circulating last week before, said that Ezra Miller's Flash cameoed on Crisis on Infinite Earths on the CW. Mm-hmm. And now there are rumors that Grant Gustin's Flash from the CW is going to show up in that movie for a cameo. Do you think they work together to open up something? Maybe he's the one running on the treadmill while Ezra Miller's Flash goes through the multiverse.
I have no idea. I didn't see him in any of the concept art that was shown.
Yeah.
But as I didn't see him in any of the maybe he was there. I just missed him.
I doubt he was there.
I wouldn't doubt that he's in the movie. Mm-hmm. So
do you think this movie is, well, I don't know which one was the start of development first, but do you think that this will be rivaling Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness next year when it comes out?
Both being
multiverse movies.
They're 2 multiverse movies. I guess it'll right. I don't know exactly when the date is. I know it's heading for next year. Mm-hmm.
Well, Doctor Strange is March of next year. So
yeah, Doctor Strange is March. This is. Oh yeah, never mind. This is from what I'm seeing from Google, which is totally. This is probably not the best thing to look at, but from what it says on here, it says November 4th, 2022. But it has a caption. It says in Ireland. So I don't know if there is a date for this movie yet. It just says next year. This is in production, expected November 4th, 2020. That's what it says on IMDb as well. So, and Doctor Strange comes out in March. So I guess it could be you could fight of which one's the better one, but I can tell you right now which one's going to make them more money. I mean, unless they blow us away with a trailer, because obviously you're going to have the older fans. They're going to go see it just to see Michael Keaton, suit up again.
I mean, I'm not even an older fan, and I'm going to go see Michael Keaton.
Yeah, I know. I want to see Michael Keaton. I mean, we have Supergirl in it, and I love Supergirl. I mean,
and then George Clooney makes a cameo, and I walk out of the theater.
If George Clooney and what's his name, Iceman, make up here as Batman,
what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Yeah, well, no, I'm talking about Val Kilmer from Batman Forever. That's what I'm talking about. You're talking about Arnold.
You said the Iceman.
Yeah, but that's what he's called in Top Gun. That's what I know him. I should have been more specific.
That's the first thing I think. I was talking about George Clooney, and then you said the Iceman, and that's what I assumed.
Yeah, there's two Icemen. What I mean, I'm sure Flash will do well, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're going to have the Sam Raimi Spider-Man fans come back for Doctor Strange just because Sam Raimi directed. And that's why, I mean, as soon as I heard that, I knew I was going to see the movie. I didn't care if it was bad or not. You have Scarlet Witch in it, which is my favorite. Not she ain't my favorite, but she is one of my favorite mutants. And I mean, you got Doctor Strange, and I just know they're going to do some crazy camera work in that. It's going to be great.
Hey, it's a horror movie.
Yeah, it's secretly Evil Dead 4.
Yeah,
and it's Spider-Man 4 and Evil Dead 4 in one movie. All I want, I mean, I'm just going to have to see a trailer. We're going to have to see a trailer for both to really compare. But I mean, I tell you what, if this Spider-Man movie is a multiverse film, I expect it to make $1 billion.
I expect it to make at least $1 billion.
Yeah, at least $1 billion.
At least 500 million opening weekend.
I mean,
maybe even more. Who knows? That movie is so high.
I mean, because no movie, as far as I know, there's no movie that's ever done this before. Has had like people come back to play their characters again in like a different series all alone. I mean, I know they kind of had it in TV shows.
Yeah.
I think Doctor Who, I think Doctor Who did something like that. Obviously, you have the Spider-Man animated series, they did something like that. But with live action movies, I don't believe something. Yeah. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
The closest we ever got was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, yes, that was probably the closest thing, but it wasn't like people already playing. It wasn't like if Toby and Andrew showed up in that movie and Tom Holland, then they would have been like, oh wow.
Yeah, there were other Spider characters in there that were well known, but not like any big actors or something like that. And some other stuff. But let's get off of the Marvel subject and back to DC.
Yes. But as I was hinting at earlier, the most interesting part about this leak is that the leaker, he didn't like, I won't say it was a ballsy move or whatever, but he had like, I guess the compassion to block out a spoiler for the movie.
Well,
because in the concept art, there's, I think, 3 or 2 pictures. It has a certain character and their face is blurred, is not blurred out, but it has like a it looks like a yield sign, and it says like major spoiler alert. And apparently that wasn't like in the thing. Like the leaker added that himself.
Thanks a lot, leaker.
Yes. I guess thank you. I guess that's something.
Half thank you, half please redo that, but without the yield sign.
It must be something like really cool I've heard different things. I've heard that it's
Henry Cavill Superman. No,
I've heard that. I don't believe it's that. He could show up in the movie, but for something that big,
he's got to get referenced. He's got to get referenced, right?
He's gonna get. I'm sure he will be.
Ooh,
but I think for something that big, I mean, is the person who played Wonder Woman in that old TV show still around? Is she still around?
Yeah, she was in Supergirl just the other year, like maybe last year.
Okay, well, I wonder if it's her. I wonder if she'll show up in that movie. I don't know. Everybody's saying it looked like she was holding that person or whoever. We don't know if it's a boy or a girl.
Or hear me out. Christian Bale's Batman.
That would be cool.
Oh, he just comes up. What are you doing? Ooh, I would love to hear that voice again, even though I didn't like it.
I would love to hear. You know what? I'm gonna save Dark Knight talk for another episode.
Yeah. You want to move on to some more DC news and get off of this?
Yeah. So we don't know what the character is, but we'll maybe find out soon.
It could be updated.
So what's the news you brought?
I have good news.
Good news. Okay.
Interesting. Also, this first one. Game of Thrones actor Tobias Menzies is reportedly in talks to portray Sinestro in HBO Max's Green Lantern series.
I think I saw something about that. I don't remember. It feels like it was a fever dream. But I don't watch Game of Thrones.
I don't either. So I don't know much about this guy.
I don't know much about this guy. I don't know his full biography or whatever.
Well,
or his full history with movies. Or television, but I mean,
this Green Lantern series was originally a movie called Green Lantern Corps, but then it was changed to a series. And if they have Sinestro, and I already know that they cast somebody to play Guy Gardner in this, and I would assume, even though it's called Green Lantern, it would be about Green Lantern, but it would have the other Lantern Corps in it. Which, if it has Sinestro...
I don't know if you can hear me or not, but this is me.
Oh, you just muted yourself.
Okay, there. Yeah, for some reason I couldn't hear you for a minute. Okay, so continue what you're saying.
Okay, but I would assume they have the other Lantern Corps in the movie. If they have Sinestro, assuming he's not going to be a Green Lantern, which he was in the comics until he turned bad. But,
yes.
I mean... the only other Sinestro we got was in live action was what the Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds. Was he in it?
Who, Sinestro?
Yeah.
Yes, Sinestro was in it.
We don't speak about that movie. Even the editor did not watch that movie. That is confirmed.
You think he even edited it? He just kind of.
But he's edited it, but he said he never watched. He just edited it and it was done.
Oh wow,
that's crazy. Ryan Reynolds hadn't even seen his own movie. He finally watched it though, and he was like, "Wow, this Ryan Reynolds guy's pretty popular."
Golly, but, I think I saw that movie once a long time ago. I think I saw it on I think I saw it on TV.
I think I saw it on something. I think I rented it off Redbox. But the only thing I remember is some kind of fight between some guy and Green Lantern inside of a warehouse. I don't know. That's a very faint memory of mine.
Yeah.
But
so,
that's that. Not really much else to talk about. We don't know much about the show other than that.
Yeah. I mean, I hope. I don't know. I mean, me and you both don't know much about this guy, so I hope he's. If you watch Game of Thrones, let us know.
Yeah,
if he's good or not.
Please.
I hope they do a good job with Green Lantern. I like Green Lantern. I'm not gonna act like I'm a super fan, but I always thought the idea was cool. Cool of Green Lantern. Just think of anything and
make it with your ring.
Yeah, make it with a ring. One problem is you just got to charge it.
Yeah.
You have to say that whole speech.
In brightest day and darkest night, no evil will escape my light, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I love it in what do you call it? And there was this, the Kevin Smith show, Comic Book Man. They talked about that, and Brian Johnson was like, "Yeah, it's like way too long."
You'd be dead by the time you like say it.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
That was a good show.
So Sinestro is was that a confirmed cast?
It's reportedly in talks, so you take that how you. Which normally that kind of stuff is true.
Okay.
But
so
I got news number 2. If you're ready for that.
Yes, I am ready for that.
So branching off of the upcoming James Gunn Suicide Squad movie, which we will talk about whenever we watch that. We'll talk about it one day.
One day.
Which I don't know when it comes out. I think it's this month, next month.
I think it's August 8th.
Okay. I'm excited for that. John Cena in that movie plays a character called Peacemaker.
Yes.
And James Gunn has indicated that the HBO Max's Peacemaker spinoff series will wrap filming in 2 weeks, meaning that I would assume the show would be out by Christmas.
Yeah, because they have to edit everything, and they want people to see the movie in time. So.
And that show will also feature other characters from the Suicide Squad. I think Polka Dot Man was one of them, which I also have a little spin-off piece of news on that. James Gunn said that he got the idea to put Polka Dot Man in the movie because he looked up what the dumbest DC villain was. And that's what popped up.
I would say Condiment King is...
Well, I mean, he's kind of cool. A Polka Dot Man? What? Like, Condiment King's kind of cool. All right, a little bit. He can shoot ketchup and mustard, man.
Yeah, but Polka Dot Man, he can... shoot polka dots. They're more colors than just red and yellow.
Who wants to see that? Like, that's really what's making me want to see the movie is just to see Polka Dot Man. The scene in the trailer where Amanda Waller was going over their like task or whatever, and Idris Elba's what's the character he plays? Bloodsport? No. Him?
Bloodshot.
Oh,
no. That's that one. No, that's a completely different thing.
Who does Idris Elba play? Now, can you look it up real quick? In Suicide Squad?
Yes, I can look it up.
Okay.
But here, tell the news while I'm looking it up.
Yeah, but the I'm excited for that Peacemaker show. I'm excited for Suicide Squad, definitely. But it all depends on how Suicide Squad does.
You said Idris Elba?
Yeah.
It's Bloodsport.
Okay. So Bloodsport will be in that show, and possibly Taika Waititi was cast in a role that no one knows who he's playing in the Suicide Squad movie. And there is a character in the squad named Ratcatcher 2, which is, I assume, the daughter or somebody related to the Ratcatcher, the Batman villain. And I think Taika Waititi is possibly playing the Ratcatcher.
From what I'm seeing, and I mean, this is not a reliable thing. This is the Google Cast thing.
Okay.
I'm looking on it here, and it shows him as a person named Julio Ruiz.
Maybe it's Julio Ruiz.
Julio Ruiz, yeah.
That sounds like a Ratcatcher name.
That sounds like a Ratcatcher.
Who knows? Maybe he's playing Mephisto. All right. Piece number 3 of news.
Here, hold up. I got the date wrong for Suicide Squad. It is August 6th, not August 8th.
That's even better.
Yeah. What do you think about? By the way, before we go, what did you think about that? The whole debate with Bloodsport sending Superman to the ICU.
Yeah, they said that he shot Superman, but they didn't say what Superman.
They just said shot Superman with a kryptonite bullet.
Yeah, which, I mean, it depends on what Superman it is, because like Henry Cavill's Superman took kryptonite like to the chest and like almost, and he did die in Batman for Superman. But like if you watch Superman and Lois, the show on the CW, that Superman take like 5 kryptonite bullets and still fly. Like, so it's like it just depends, I guess.
Yeah,
it's kind of like I don't know.
I think that happened in his like first comic appearance. I think the first time we saw him, he's like, "Yeah, it's Superman's ICU." So,
But
Man, I just want to hear your opinion on that, just to see what you thought about that.
Speaking of Superman, a Smallville animated spin-off series with returning cast members is in development, with Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum at the helm, who are the guy that played Clark Kent and the guy that played Lex Luthor in that show, is at the helm to bring back everyone's favorite mid-2000s Man of Steel. So this is probably only exciting for a certain amount of fans, including me, because I love Smallville. It's even though it's like a very grungy teenager Superman show.
I saw like one episode and it had like Metallo in it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was something like that.
Yeah.
I've only seen one episode.
I mean, it's good. It's on Hulu if anybody would like to watch it. 10 seasons.
Yeah, 10 seasons of a show with no super.
But he's sort of super. He's the red blue blur at one point, and then he's the blur, and then I assume he becomes Superman eventually.
I get the whole appeal of it. I remember me liking the episode when I was little. I remember it being kind of corny.
Mm-hmm. Well, the show is corny at the beginning. Like really, like the first 4 or 5 seasons is really good, but it's really corny. And it's all like relationship based at the beginning. But like you have Michael Rosenbaum playing Lex Luthor, and dude, this guy was so talented. He's my favorite Lex Luthor ever. He was just so good. He was so cool, and you could like have a girl liking to him. But also, he was so
cool.
Well, he was just this guy who always came to Clark's like aid whenever he needed him. He was like, "Hey, I got you, guy. We're gonna be best friends," and all this stuff. And then, spoilers. And but he's really good. He played us, and he died somehow. And I think he comes back on the finale, but because the finale's been up forever, and I've seen spoilers. But I guess. I don't know. It's an animated spinoff, and I don't know how they would do it if it's a sequel or something.
Yeah, I saw a picture of it, and at first they were bringing it back as a comic book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did have season 11 as a comic, and it had Batman in it, which I really want to read.
Yeah, I remember seeing pictures of that or something.
Oh, did you? Another impromptu piece of DC news that happened about a month ago. They talked about they are officially making an animated Injustice movie.
Yes, I did see that.
I've read the Injustice comics, or at least I've read all of year 1 of them, which is only like 2 books. And then I've read the first book in year 2. I haven't read the second one yet. I want to, though. Now, if they follow the books, that movie is going to be pretty killer.
Yeah.
Like Superman kills so many people. Green Arrow died in the second book. Spoilers for anyone that hasn't read it. Jesus.
Man, you're spoiling everything. You're spoiling Smallville.
Well, Smallville's been out for 15 years. Give me a break. All right. Yeah, but that's all the DC news I really have. I mean, there's not really much happening. Obviously, everyone's like, restore the Snyderverse and everything, and which there's a little bit more chance for that, but I want to talk about that in a different episode.
Yeah, there's so many things I need to talk about in another episode.
We should just have like a Snyder cut episod where we just talk about it.
The burrito cut episode.
Yes.
Because I have some strong opinions about that and this whole thing, but again, we'll do that in another episode.
You want to move on to games? You want me? Because
you want to move on to games? Because we're gonna have to wrap it up here soon.
Yeah.
Soon. Not that I'm getting bored or anything. Just we don't. How it goes.
We're close to we're about a little tiny bit over the hour mark.
Oh, really? Okay, never mind. I thought never mind. We can keep going.
We can go.
I thought we're about 2 hours.
No, we can go anywhere from an hour and 30 to 2 hours, which I think an hour and 45 is a good medium, but it just depends each week if we get sidetracked. But
I just thought about it being an hour. But yes, okay, continue. You want me to start off with games?
Let me do it because I only got one piece of news, and then we'll go into the Avengers and Guardians.
Gotcha.
So, a very anticipated game for me especially, which I hate that they delayed it. It looks so good. Gotham Knights.
Yes, that will be a game.
It will be. It will be a game.
It will be a game I will play.
Gotham Knights will receive at least 1 year's worth of post-launch content following its 2022 release.
Okay. I just hope it's when it launches, it is more stable and just has good content than Marvel's Avengers.
Yes.
Even though I like that game, I will be first to say it has problems.
Yeah. Like characters getting stuck in the ground. But this game, in Gotham Knights, the trailers look good. Mr. Freeze's design on that one looked so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that.
The Court of Owls too.
I don't want to sound like this guy, but like I get why. I kind of wish Batman was in it.
Yeah,
so I would like to play as Batman.
But then again, we did get however many, like 4 Arkham games of Batman, and so I'm a little Batmaned out game wise. Even though I'd love to play as him, I would also like the chance to play as Robin more and Batgirl, and Red Hood, Nightwing. Nightwing especially. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, I totally agree. I just, it's because me and my cousin, this is a long story, but it ain't that long. But me and him would always play Batman and Robin. I would be Batman, he'd be Robin. Mm-hmm. And we heard about this game. We heard it was going to be online multiplayer. We're like, oh, we got to like relive our fantasies as a kid, as like, because golly, this is a whole story for another time. But yeah, we would play these Batman and Robin action figures, and we would do this whole thing. So that's mostly why I wish Batman was in it. But I don't know. Do you have any idea of who you want to play as?
Not at the moment. No.
Mm-hmm.
I need a little bit more of this game to really like.
I see like a more gameplay.
Yeah, which I assume we'll get soon. I mean, I don't know when this game comes out.
We'll probably see some at DC Fandom in October.
Yeah. That's where it was revealed, wasn't it? Or was that at? Was it revealed at something else?
It was revealed there. It was like, I think it was like a day before or something. It was kind of like, I don't know what they did last time.
They revealed it at the same time as Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Yeah, it was like that, and then I don't even want to talk about that game.
I'm still kind of excited for it a little bit.
I'm glad you're excited for it. I'm just not.
John Cena Superman.
John Cena car.
He looked just like John Cena.
I'm sick of evil Superman.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like he was being brainwashed by Brainiac, which I assume the whole Justice League is, and you got to snap him out of it. I wouldn't think.
I heard a rumor that Batman wasn't even part of the Justice League or something.
Well, he is dead. Spoilers for
is he dead though, or is he just like retired?
Well, his house blew up in Arkham Knight, but I mean, there's so many theories for that. I really don't want to talk about it.
He wanted people to believe he was dead.
Yeah, or he could have actually died.
Because I mean, they found out he's Batman.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you, Scarecrow.
Yeah. Which, Collie, no, again, that's another story for another episode.
Yeah.
But
I want to also say, or get your opinion on this and your ideas, maybe. The only villains we know that are going to be in this game are, I don't think Two-Face. I don't know. I don't think Two-Face is going to be in it.
Are you talking about Gotham Knights?
Yes, Gotham Knights.
The only one I know is Mr. Freeze
and Court of Owls.
Court of Owls.
And I think that's it.
I feel like I heard someone. I feel like I heard Penguin. Not like I heard him in the game or a trailer or whatever, but I feel like I heard somewhere that Penguin's part of it.
But like, what villain? If you could pick one villain out of all of it to be in there, who would you choose?
Well, I mean, they already had my favorite Mr. Freeze in there.
Okay. No Joker. We're not counting Joker.
Yeah. I wasn't. I would like to see another Clayface battle.
Yeah, I'd like that.
I think that would be cool, having like multiple people fighting Clayface. I think that could be a good idea.
I think they should do Riddler again, but not do the puzzle, but think collectible things and just have him as a psychopath with a bowler hat and a question mark cane who is tormenting our heroes. And we go through this like obstacle course type thing or something. We have to do puzzles to get after.
You have to like rely on your like teammates or whatever to help get you out of a situation, and by them doing that, you have to help them.
Yeah, then eventually, that'll be happen in the boss battle, and then once you do it, it'll like damage him or something. Something happens. I just really want a good representation of Riddler. That's not the guy who comes up and he's like, "Hey, diddle diddle, detective, please." Yeah. Find all my puzzles and then come fight me at the orphanage. Find all 382.
Which I did, by the way.
Yeah, I finally did it after years.
Oh, yeah. Like, I did it with like every game besides Origins. Like, literally, probably the best Riddler in those Arkham games was probably City.
Yeah,
but I when I was younger, I thought it was cool in Arkham Knight to do the racetracks. But now I'm like thinking, I'm like, man, did Riddler like build all this? It's like, well, right. I mean,
like, what's the point of this?
I remember when the game came out while we were in middle school or whatever. No, it was elementary, middle school, and I remember me and you saying like it looked like he was like wearing pajamas or something because he had like it looked like he was wearing like a nightgown or whatever.
He did. He looked weird.
Yeah. Oh, golly, I remember. Man, I remember me and you thought Arkham Knight was Joker, and he was wearing this suit because it was like life support.
Oh yeah, that was it. But then it turned out to be Jason Todd, and we were like, "Oh, I could have guessed that."
Yeah, I was like, that was a way obvious guess. Yes. Oh man.
I mean, it was kind of shocking, but like also now that you think about it after, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And also, the last Arkham game we had was not Batman Arkham Knight; it was Batman Arkham VR.
Yes, which I played. You played that too, right?
Yes, and it was all a dream.
Yeah, which I was kind of mad about because I was all like, "Oh, we're going to get a little bit of progression in the story," but it's just he's just sleeping on piano.
Yep. Alfred comes up. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Rough night, sir.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
rough night, man. Alfred. Yes, I was sleeping on a piano.
I know. That's when you know you're tired. When you're sleeping on a piano, you know you had it rough that night. I thought it was crazy. I'm like, dang, did Batman really killed? Did he really kill
Nightwing?
No, he like snapped his neck.
I know, that was crazy. But then I still assume it was a dream. He probably woke up right after that, where he looked in the mirror and Joker was there.
But as man, we got really off track talking about Arkham Knights. But so yeah, you said you wanted a good Riddler. Okay, I was gonna say Riddler, but if I had to think of how I'd want Riddler done in that game, think of it as the Catwoman and Batman missions in like when they were in the orphanage or whatever.
Yeah,
we had to like switch back and forth. Imagine that, but like it's like all in real time and all that. Like where we're like, let's say me and you were playing, you had to do something for me to get through, and then I would have to help you. You know?
Yeah.
We had the time right. So,
well, I only chose Riddler because I'm a sucker for the Riddler, because like he's my all-time favorite Batman villain. I think he is so underrated by people because this is the most like strange and like perfect villain for Batman.
People don't want to take him seriously because of just they just see, oh, he's just a guy with the riddles.
The dude is a psychopath.
Yeah, I would
say more than the Joker in some sense, because this guy is just, his sole purpose is to like break Batman's mind, and Batman's mind is his like his superpower. Not really, but like he's always thinking the world's greatest detective, and
the
Riddler is set to stop that. But I mean, yeah, I don't want to get on track about all the different Riddlers and how they do them dirty, but
I think a character I do not want to play as in Arkham Knights is or Gotham Knights, sorry. It's probably Red Hood.
Yeah, he looked like Deadpool.
Because I love, it's weird because I love Red Hood, but I hated how he played in the Arkham Knight game.
Yeah.
So I think I'm constantly thinking he's going to play like that. But I could be surprised. The number one person I will play as is probably Batgirl. And second is probably Robin.
I like Nightwing. I'm going to give me some Nightwing.
Yeah, we haven't seen much. I don't know. I want to see more Nightwing. The only reason I'm saying Batgirl and Robin is because we've seen them probably most.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think it's gonna be cool because you get to ride the Bat Cycle across the city. So I think it's awesome.
Yeah. So, you want to move on to Avengers now?
Yes.
That was all of my news.
Yes. Well, I mean, we have to talk about Guardians after Avengers because I want to talk about that. So Marvel's Avengers. What? Everybody knows the story with this game. Should we start with the bad news about this game or the good news?
Let's start with the bad news.
Okay, rip the Band-Aid off. This bad news is really, really bad news.
Oh no! Wait. On a scale from 1 to 10, how bad?
It could go from a 9 to a 10.
Okay. So this is either Square Enix has completely dropped the game, they're done with it, and Black Panther's not coming out, or
this could ruin somebody's life. That's how. It has nothing to do with drop the.
Like, what do you mean, like ruin someone's life? Is it like some like juicy drama type stuff, like Kevin Feige and Alfred Molina, or like?
No. They
okay.
It doesn't sound like big of a deal, but if somebody got a hold of this info, it could really ruin somebody.
I know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
So they patched it now because I just literally turned it on recently to buy the new Cap skin. I literally talk about this stupid thing they did, and I just gave them $10.
So by the way, right before that, people who play the Avengers, there's an Independence Day sale going on July 1st to the 7th, where you can get, was it 50% off Captain America gear?
It's 50% off Captain America gear.
Yeah.
We're talking a little bit of trash, but we're promoting it at the same time.
Go pick up that classic Cap skin. I just picked up the in-game skin for Cap, and I'm loving it. So.
Yeah, I heard they're going to do an update where they're going to make the shield more realistic with the movie. But anyways, that's what I was saying. So on the PS5 version of the game, it wasn't Series X, Xbox One, PS4, PC, Stadia, if you play that. This happened on, as far as I know.
If any people play Stadia, please contact us. I want to know how you're doing.
Yeah, do you need a PS4? Do you need an Xbox? I'll buy you.
We will pitch in and buy you a console. Just please get off Google Stadia.
Yes, for now at least, until America has better Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Until we can stream better.
Until it becomes useful.
Yes. Okay. Anyways, so on the PS5 version of the game,
tons of people just clicked off right now.
Yeah. We just lost our entire fan base. So
they were all Stadia players.
So the only on the correct me if I'm wrong, Darian, but only on the PS5 version of the game, if you played online with your friends or just played in the game while you were streaming or whatever, it showed your IP address on the screen. So if the right person got a hold of that, or the wrong person, I should say, and they could know your location, they could just rob your house. So that's luckily they patched it up the next day, but that shouldn't have been something that happened in the first place.
Yeah.
We're not game developers. We don't know. Like, I heard the best example the other day. Video game is like, imagine you're designing a home, and
you forget the kitchen. I don't know.
You let's say, okay, I'm gonna paint this room the color blue. When you paint this color of the room, when you paint the color of this room blue, it clogs the toilet. Somehow.
Yeah.
I heard that example, and I'm all like,
That
sounds
makes
right. Sounds accurate.
pretty accurate. Yeah.
So, and you're all like, well, crap. So you have to go back, repaint the room the color it was to stop, and see what the problem was when you made the color blue.
Yeah.
So, I mean, stuff like this can slip through, but something like getting your IP address shown off is super unacceptable. And,
yeah, that was a bad. Well, bad bug.
something that could have slipped through. I know, obviously, it wasn't their intentions of that happening, but I think they need to have better play testers, or just make sure. Like, that's the first thing that you should look at with.
Another thing about this game. Sorry, Marvel Avengers, for hating on you, even though we did just promote you. We're just going through the bad stuff. But the main thing I don't appreciate from this game, the way they made it sound when it was announced, there will be content every month of a new character every month. And that's the way they made it sound.
Or like every 2 months or so.
Yeah. But that is not the case. There's like one character every 6 months.
Yeah, with like, we'll be lucky to get a villain sector.
And that's why the fan base is so small and so divided as it is, because they aren't doing what they promised. And they are, but they're not doing it in the rate that they should be doing it.
Yeah, because I remember hearing that, Kate Bishop and Hawkeye, they were going to be like a monthly. Like Kate Bishop was supposed to be in November, and Hawkeye was supposed to be like December or whatever.
And that's another thing. Why would you release 2 of the exact same character, basically right beside each other? We didn't want that. We wanted Kate Bishop or Hawkeye even first, and then we wanted Black Panther, and then you could have put Kate Bishop.
Well, I was fine with it being both Archers, because luckily they played just different enough. It's all right.
Yeah, but it's just like the idea.
But of how long we were waiting, though, that's what really screwed it up. Because if it was like how it was, where it was like November, December, or whatever, I would have been okay. And then we got Black Panther in February. Then I'd be like, oh, okay. But no, that's not how it went at all. So
yeah.
So now it's really screwed over, because you got an Archer character in like November, then you had to wait December. You had to wait like 3 or 4 months later for another Archer to come out.
Yeah. But I mean, Avengers, though, that's most of the bad stuff. I mean, there's other stuff too, but we don't have to talk about that. But
that was just a really bad thing that happened this week. That was the really bad news. Good news is they released, as you said, the in-game skin, and they just, Thursday, they just released the classic. They call it the ultimate skin, but it looks nothing like it.
Oh, yeah.
It looks similar, but it's whatever.
That's another thing too. They've started doing it with Cap, and I really do appreciate it, but that has something to do with some other stuff too. They're changing the way cosmetics look, like weapon wise, to where.
Yes, sorry. Finish what you're saying.
Captain America's shield can now with the in-game outfit look like the way it does in the movies, which is amazing. And there's one skin for Cap where the shield is the same as the default shield in the game, but it's like a different color. It's not color. It has like a different it's the same. Well, it kind of has a different color. It's more of like a brownish red. It has like texture on it. Yeah, which is okay, but still redesign the shield or do stuff like that. That's fun.
Yes, and let me be able to swap out the weapons. Because I know we are not the first to say that, but
please give us the World War II Captain America shield.
Yeah. Oh God, look, if they had that shield in the game, I would use that the whole time.
I don't know how it would work if you could throw it, because it'd be kind of weird.
Well, it's a game, and it's a comic book. No, it doesn't. That's what might be a problem. They want to try to pull for the realism. When all this is just comic books and just nothing wrong with having a little realistic take on it, but even if it wasn't that shape and it's literally regular the circle, it still wouldn't go back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, Avengers. Hey man, like me and you were, pretty big fans of this game. There's obviously a lot of.
I bought the two. I probably spent like $300 on this game, if not more. Because I bought the $200 collector's edition. I probably spent $100 in the item shop.
How was that Cap statue, by the way?
Oh, it's great. I haven't learned.
Yeah, I love it.
I haven't said my Spider-Man.
Yeah, I've started wanting to collect statues, but they're so expensive.
They literally, I think they were like $40 a piece. They have these Avengers statues at GameStop. It's from the game. They have one of Iron Man, Cap, and Thor.
Oh, that's the three.
And the Cap is different from the one that came in the collector's edition.
So they got the big three, not the androids, aliens, and wizards, but
they'll probably add them later on. I hope they have a Hulk one because I think that would be cool, or a cool Hawkeye one. Mm-hmm. I would like, but this game is so weird because I don't want to support what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Well, I want to play to have support just so they can add it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know the best way to go about it with this game.
That whole train of thought's kind of a slippery slope, and it's a little like, I don't know. They just need to listen to the fans, do what they need to do, and hopefully this turns into a No Man's Sky / Battlefront 2 kind of game.
Yeah, where it's just hopefully. I literally think Black Panther, but just I would say if I had to, if what I am seeing right now and what I've heard from, and this is from Miller off of Twitter, he's really reliable with Avengers leaks.
Mm-hmm.
I would say if you do not have this game yet, and I think it's always on sale, which is no duh it is. But when the Black Panther DLC releases,
mm-hmm.
And you find it on sale for $25, $20, I would say get it. I mean, you would probably get I would say you'd probably get your money's worth because by that point you would have 3 characters in the game, 3 more characters in.
Yeah.
Then what was at launch? And you got most of the bugs fixed. You have everything mostly padded out, and you got 3 extra campaign story modes with the Black Panther and both the Hawkeye stories.
Yeah.
I would say if you don't have the game, that'll probably be the best time to get it. Or if your PlayStation, wait till Spider-Man comes out, which they did confirm is coming out this year. They just said,
Yep.
Because just in an interview, he said Spider-Man's coming out later this year. That's all I can say. So Spider-Man's this year because they have that contract with Sony. So
also, quick thing, if you hear this, Dr. Pepper, please sponsor us, the official drink of game.
I don't think that'll ever happen. If it does, I don't know what I'll do. I'll do something.
We will continue making this podcast with Dr. Pepper as a sponsor.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Yeah. But you want to move on to Guardians now?
Yes. I mean, not really much to say about this one. Well, there's a good amount, but I just wonder, what was your opinion on it? What do you think about the show? Because we watched that Square Enix showcase, and you just dipped out, and I just watched the rest just to see.
Yeah, and there wasn't. It was just Final Fantasy after Final Fantasy after Final Fantasy. Oh my God, Guardians of the Galaxy, Final Fantasy. And
which I didn't mind, but it made me mad.
It's just so much Final Fantasy, and I will talk about that.
Well, I love Final Fantasy, but I just hate the decisions they made. But this is a comic cast.
It just seems like there are 50 bajillion Final Fantasy games, and I didn't even really think the fan base is that huge to want to play that many games.
Oh, trust me, it is huge.
Oh my gosh. Well, I tried to play the 15th one, and I couldn't stand it.
I just started playing the Yuffie DLC for Final Fantasy VII before we did this podcast. Darian, don't you dare tell me their fan base is not big. I will Oh,
Well, okay. Let's go back to Guardians before we get to the podcast.
Before we cancel the podcast because of different differences.
We can start our own podcasts.
This is I'm signing the boost. This is the Final Fantasy podcast. Well, so do you want me to give my opinions on it first, or you?
Well, let me do it first because I don't really have much to say about it. I mean, I do, but I don't. Okay, this was my thought process going into that trailer that it showed. I
don't even dare say it looked bad because you've already pre-ordered this game before.
Yeah, well, okay.
You're right. Haven't even done it yet.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to play the game.
You'll buy it anyways, even if it's hot garbage.
Yeah. So I mean, but the first thought looking at the trailer, boom, Kree Sentry head from the Avengers game. What? Connected to the Avengers? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this game. And then they said no, it is not connected to the Avengers.
Which doesn't make sense. I guess
reused assets.
Maybe something will happen in Black Panther or
somewhere down the road.
Something down the road they don't want to announce just yet because it'll spoil Avengers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the last thing I care about is getting spoiled for Marvel's Avengers. But that they have to think of it like, oh, they don't. Mm-hmm. But anyways, continue.
Yeah. So I mean, it showed. At first, I didn't like the design for Star-Lord's mask, but then I kept looking at it and I was like, it's kind of like a more futuristic, kind of like cooler technology tech mask, you could say.
Yeah.
And so I'm a little bit more into that. Maybe change the colors a bit. I don't know with the whole black thing, but like Gamora and all them Drax look kind of strange. But it's more common version.
Yeah,
it's just hard because a lot of people are going to judge it off that too because they've only seen the Guardians in the MCU.
That's the problem. I think a lot has to do with people in comic books. There's nothing wrong with hating a design, but people sometimes need to get over the fact that it's not going to look like the movie. The character faces are not going to look like from the movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
closest they got was Rock.
It would literally, no joke. I kept saying that during the entire trailer. I was like, man, Rocket looks so freaking cool. Like, I loved his design. And I like Groot. Yeah, Groot looks cool.
The armor.
And by the way, if you don't like the design, people need to remember this. This is also a superhero game. There will be hundreds of, there'll be a bunch of different cosmetics you can pick. I mean, literally, you pre-order the game, you get the classic Star-Lord skin, which I want to pre-order just because I will keep everyone the exact same, but I will probably change Star-Lord a bit because I mean which is the only character you play as, by the way.
That's true. You only get to play as Star-Lord. You are Star-Lord. What you do changes the stuff that happens in the game, from what I saw in the trailer. But
you make choices.
But you also control the characters, the other characters while you're fighting. You can make them do certain moves.
Mm-hmm. Who's ever played Final Fantasy VII Remake? Dan, I know you haven't because you're
Nope.
You're a nutcase.
I am not. I don't know.
Who's ever played that game, it's kind of a bad example because you play as those characters, but you can command characters in FF7 if you don't want to switch to them real quick. So it's kind of like that in the game. You play as Star-Lord and you have a command list and you command your guardian or command your teammates to attack in a certain way to maybe stagger the enemy.
I just thought of this. Do you think in Guardians we see or hints of Thanos and then he gets introduced into Avengers?
Maybe. You know what? I wonder if they're saying that for now because I wonder if we will see Thanos in this. Mm-hmm. We will have a crossover at some point. Yeah. Like I'm not saying you're going to be able to play as the Guardians and Marvel's Avengers, but they might show up in the game, and you can like talk to them or whatnot, but you can't play as them.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Or like maybe a just brief cameo or something. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, Guardians I hope it's better than Avengers. I mean, I don't know how well a Guardians of the Galaxy game could be. And it's not a multiplayer game; it's a single player. So I mean,
it's solely single player. So
I can't really compare it to Avengers.
I mean, it probably ain't the most fair comparison, but this probably has a chance to be better because I mean you're focusing on one character.
Mhm.
So I mean, I don't know. This will probably, I would say, it has like a 75% chance or 85
Mhm.
to be better than Avengers, just because it can probably just be more grounded. It's just more focused.
Mhm.
Just and hopefully by the time the game comes out, Marvel's Avengers is at a level where it is worth.
One could hope.
Is worth the $60 full price. You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, currently at its state right now, $40, you know, 40, 45.
Yeah.
The only reason why I bought it at full price and the collector's editions
because the demo was fun.
Because I like the beta, even though it's so glitchy, and I am a huge Marvel fan. I mean, honestly, I'm a superhero fan. So are you?
Mhm.
So that's why you have the game, and that's why
That's why we have a podcast called The Comic Book Burrito. You can check it on Spotify and iTunes.
Yeah, or YouTube.
Actually, it's not iTunes. It's Apple Podcasts because you can't put podcasts on iTunes.
It's really called Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, there's an app on your phone called Apple Podcasts.
Oh well, might have to.
Yep, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
But so, I mean, I thought the trailer looked cool. Like it's so weird because that was like the most they showed of that showcase, that Square Enix showcase.
Yeah,
which I thought was, in my opinion, was probably the best thing there.
Yeah,
there and I mean, you know,
we got.
I'm excited. I want to see more of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing I can really say fully right now. Like, I guess, I mean, I would say don't sleep on this game because it could just check it out. I mean, if you love Guardians, I thought the dialogue in the game was pretty cool. Well, it wasn't hilarious or anything, but it was nice. It was kind of cool to hear.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. It's like there's some funny lines. I thought the choices you make in the game were pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, that's all I have to say.
That's really all I can really think about Guardians. I mean, we'll just have to see, you know. And I mean, what we're at, we're about to hit the 2 hour mark.
Yes.
In a minute.
Okay.
But and with this, a character that I'm really hoping could get introduced in Avengers or in Guardians, and it could possibly be true, is none other than Mephisto. Okay, and I think that's where we're in the podcast right there.
Going off with just end off with Mephisto.
Yes,
okay.
And yeah, so that was the very first episode of the Comic Book Burrito. Next week we'll show up and we'll dive into Black Widow with the spoilers.
Hopefully, I mean, you've both seen it by then.
I really hope.
I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Literally, if you want to see it, I'm not, or I'm just going to see it. You know, I plan on seeing it opening day.
I have tickets ordered for Saturday, so.
Okay, I don't have none ordered. I'm just kind of winging it.
Yeah.
Kind of hope Friday I can maybe Friday at AMC I can just get there early, pick a good seat, and just kind of you know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, but that was the first episode of the Comic Book Burrito. If you guys would like to send us a DM on Instagram at well, hold on. I don't know if we have our Instagram set up yet. You can message me or Landon. Me at let's see. I changed my name, so I'm not too sure at the moment.
Oh, here, you want me to get mine while you look up?
I got it. Okay, you can message me at Darian H4404. That's DARIENH 4404. And Landon?
You can look me up on Instagram or Twitter at Spider_Landon on Instagram and Spider-Landon on Twitter.
Yes, and you message us if you got questions, comments, stuff like that.
Correct us if we are wrong.
Yes, please.
And
We are
anything we can
humble.
do better for this podcast as well.
Yes. And I think that's the most I can think of to end this off with.
Yes.
Very
I hope
excited.
everyone. I guess I hope everyone stays safe.
Yeah.
But we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Yep. See ya. Excelsior.